Hi everyone, welcome to another update of Mix Universe. This is a very quick update and we're going to talk about the vibe nodes. So this is a new node type. If I place it by default, you'll see it'll make a sound. And then it'll randomize this sound between a note value and a scale. If I don't like the sound that it makes by default, I can delete it and go ahead and make a new one and see what we get. Cool, this seems pretty cool. We got E major and then also just G sharp, A flat, cool. And typically you just don't even need to worry about that. And the idea behind this is to just give you some way to start making a mix without having to deal with note values. So from here, you can click again and place another vibe node and you'll see they'll connect together. And this one also randomizes. So if I hit T, you'll see you'll get something like this. And then if I go ahead and randomize like crazy, if I hold down Shift while I'm placing the nodes, it'll go ahead and allow you to keep placing stuff really fast. So you can make a really interesting tree or branch of all of the nodes together to make something like this. And just like that, you have some sort of chord value. What's really interesting is if you double click this and delete it, you can go and click the link and add a 2 timing to it, or any one of the timings. And then from here, when I start vibing off of it, you'll see it'll copy the actual vibe value. So the time value. So from here, I can add vibe nodes and then also just kind of try to place them so that they create more chords next to each other. And what we'll get is something like this, and it's all random. Cool. So from here, if I like the way that this sounds, you can always just delete and revibe off of it or whatever. You can go and add a starter node, and now you have a start to your mix. So adding the starter node in and then hitting space, we'll start things off. Pretty cool. Then from here, there are 2 new nodes to kind of get drum patterns started. So if you place the first one, this is the kick. Then you have the second one is snare, and the third one is hi-hats. And if you just kind of connect these all together without any timing links, you'll get something like this. Pretty fun. Then from here, you can kind of just adjust the different timing values on all the different drums. So from here, if I click the drum and then I hit 5, it'll give you the little drum editor. This long one is the first drum itself. And then from here, you can kind of like click something like this and get a more unique timing element or something more, something a little bit less on the beat. So right here, it'll give me like a cool. So you can also expand upon this, and I think I'll note this just as a really easy way to keep going. Now that you have something to start with, you can double click the tree here just to move everything, and then hold down Control and click and drag everything away just to give you some room. And then right click to do the create menu, and then from here you can click and drag off of the pattern node and then hover over the link. And notice when it gets over the link, it'll shrink. You can insert a pattern node in between. You'll have to wiggle it a little bit because there's a bug right now where the links don't refresh properly. You'll see that the first one will connect and then we'll have a secondary connection to play with. So from here, we can grab one of these and then hit Control C. It'll make a link off of it. So go ahead and delete the link and then make your own. And then you can start vibing off of this node now. So from here, I'll place another one. I'll add my 2 timing. And then I'll do the same thing that I did before, now that we have a timing to copy paste from. And if I click this and then hold down Shift, I can vibe off of this one. And I'll do a similar thing where I'll make my like linear line and then I'll click to give it a little bit of branching. And this should give me a really interesting dual like back and forth type melody. So it'll play the first one and then second one. Let's see what it sounds like. Pretty cool. So this is just a way for you to kind of get going and make some interesting mixes just without even having to deal with any of the note values or any of that stuff, because it just picks one for you and then rolls with it. So you can also do, if you wanted to be a little bit more precise, you can make your own node from scratch, or even like take the vibe node and change it up. But the idea is that if you make your own node from scratch and you have your own sound and then you have your own scale, so you can double click or click the scale and choose your own. Say if I wanted to C major scale, I can go in here and then now vibe off of this one, and you'll see it'll just copy the settings from the first one over to here and start randomizing the sounds. And the idea behind this is just to really be able to quickly make something cool. You know, and this is also a really good way to just make quick chords too. So you'll see if I play them all together, it plays a pretty decent chord. Nothing amazing, but at least something that you can get started with or start building off of. And that's the idea behind it. So hopefully this helps. And I'm really interested to see if those who aren't as musically inclined can have a little bit more success making something really cool in Mixed Universe. So good luck. And this is kind of a note for the future.